Welcome back to a brand new episode of Charm City Beat. Welcome back to another live episode. We're still doing this live. It is the day after a crucial must win for the Ravens, and holy shit, a rocket M&T Bank, a fully loaded offense that was firing all cylinders, a couple of unfortunate injuries, and the defense making a return and shutting down a pretty good offense. The Ravens beat the Bengals 34-20 and completed the season sweep against them. We're done with the Bengals. And
Look it.
yeah, life is good. Offense scored over 30 points for the fifth game in a row, 4-1 in that span. Ross, let's talk about this, man. What a fucking night, first off. I don't know when the hell the last time I saw M&T that like just rocking.
Yeah, I mean, we know how it is. Prime time there. They don't like to give them many. So when we get them, we take advantage.
Yeah, no, we definitely did. Um, just absolutely insane atmosphere. They brought up the LED wristbands. Just no one does primetime games like M&T. I'm gonna be real with you. Um, again, we were both at the game. I haven't rewatched the game actually, so I don't know how cool it looked on TV, but it probably looked fucking awesome. Yeah. Offensive wise, Lamar threw for over 250 yards, two touchdowns, and zero interceptions. This was Lamar's 53rd regular season win as a starting quarterback, most before turning 27 years old. If you're talking shit about him, Stephen A, ESPN, First Take, all y'all, you're just a hater. You're just a fucking hater.
Hmm.
Come on, bro. I'm tired of the bullshit. Like, again, has he won any Super Bowls? Let's be honest here. Who the fuck else has outside of really Pat Mahomes? um, obviously, Pat Mahomes in a league of his own. We can admit that at this point. Lamar top of the pack on anybody else beyond that. I don't understand how he's not. You're telling me he's not as good as Josh Allen? Jesus, Josh Allen can't get out of his own way.
Yeah, in this new age of quarterbacks, Mahomes has the Super Bowls. No one else really does out of, let's say, the new age of Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow, Hurts, Herbert, whoever I'm missing out of this whole new group. But yeah, Mahomes has the Super Bowls. You can't use Super Bowls.
Yeah,
They're precious. Joe Burrow. Last time I checked, he don't have any Super Bowls.
at all.
Yeah, they won the playoffs, but okay.
My man lost in a big game, choked big time. I don't know. Speaking of Joe, I guess we'll skip ahead talking about the injuries. Joe Burrow, what is it? A broken wrist?
I said, oh no, a torn ligament in his wrist.
Ugh, season ending.
So
Um,
why are we going to talk about his durability? What's his was It's at least the second year he's not gonna finish. He started out hurt.
yeah.
Bengals could be in a little trouble because they might have not reported him being hurt.
I mean, I don't know. They've just paid Joe Tim. I was talking about that earlier. They literally just paid that man, and now he's out for the rest of the season.
I
Did
thought
they?
that was supposed to be our guy.
Huh?
I thought that was supposed to be Lamar was supposed to.
That's the narrative. That's what I'm hearing. Now, Lamar did get a little banged up. If you watch the post game interview, he did say he's fine. That is to be determined. Um,
It's
obviously,
a long week.
it's a long week. He has a lot of time to rest. In fact, a lot of players have a lot of time to rest. Getting into the most gruesome of the injuries, though, Mark Andrews. He's done, at least for this. I mean, at least for the regular season, I can't imagine him coming back from the post in the postseason either. Yeah, injured during the controversial hip drop tackle and has a cracked fibula and an ankle injury. Now, when I saw that hit in person, and I saw it again, actually, that was one of the few things I actually saw online. I thought he had a hip injury. Like, because he started tweaking out, and I was like, okay, he's definitely got a head injury.
Actually, he was going for the ball because he fumbled.
Mm.
They don't mention that because he recovered it rather quickly. I saw them. I was looking up stats for the game. I was like, "Wait, fumble? Yeah, yeah, he fumbled. So he was.
Wow.
He did. I watched the game. It came out. It was close, but actually he got it back, so no one really noticed.
Yeah.
So no, yeah. I mean, I knew it was bad when Lamar goes over, goes down,
Yep.
talks to him, and he gets up and slams the helmet down.
Yeah, that's a telltale sign that that shit's fucked. Um, and again, Mark Andrews, one of our leading receivers, probably the best tight end we've had in history. Let's be honest here at this point, statistically wise, was on pace to break a lot of records. Um, and again, people double up on Mark. They watch him. He's a distraction. He's what gets other guys open. So it's going to be really interesting to see if Kohler and Likely can, at least somewhat replicate that. It's going to take a lot, but I don't know. Isaiah Likely's one catch a game. Well, I don't know. He had a couple, I guess, last night, right? Kohler had a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Next man up, sadly. Um, of course, you never want to see injury, even to Joe Burrow. You don't want to see injury like that. But that's the name of the sport. Um, let's talk about the offense. The run again. This is probably one of the most balanced games I've seen this season. I was very impressed, and against a very good defense, against a very decent defense. Three players got over 8 carries. You got Gus Edwards, 12 for 63 yards, 5.2 yards per carry, and 2 touchdowns. Get him, Gus Bus, running strong. Lamar Jackson, 9 carries back in old form for 54 yards on six yards per carry.
On a bum ankle.
Yeah. What?
You could tell he was giving himself up a lot. Now he did trip a couple of times.
What's
One time on his
his
own
cleats,
toe.
man? I've been saying this.
Oh well, one time he got his toe got caught. It got weird. Another time he ran into Zeitler. But a lot of the other times you can kind of see he got when the guys coming, he tucked and rolled, which I'm completely fine with.
Yeah, I mean he's protecting himself. He's not taking unnecessary hits. But I swear to God, I was just out there. I was like, Jesus, man, dude, are your cleats even sticking? Like, I don't know. Deeper tread. I know a lot of guys do prefer the smaller spikes, but dog, it looked like homeboy was ice skating half the time. Again, very productive. Got out of a lot of trouble. I'm not complaining. I'm
I
just
will, I will, I
observing.
will say 54 yards. He could. There were a lot more yards out there if he ran a little more instead of trying to throw the ball still.
Yeah, yeah, that is.
Now to be now he was on a bum ankle most of the game, so sometimes that could have affected him this time. So,
Yeah,
but
you don't want to aggravate it worse.
once again, one arm Deshaun Watson was doing the same thing on a bum ankle.
Mm.
So I mean, Lamar's problem with that instance is when he wants to go run, he still wants to throw, and he'll stop and pull his arm up, and that's when he loses speed and people can close on him.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
If he sees something, he needs to either throw it or he just needs to not see it and go.
Yeah,
because he's losing that edge speed that he will get on most of the people that he would get when he goes to run.
that's 100% true. I agree. That is what I'm seeing. The third other rusher, Keaton Mitchell, kind of came back down to earth for an undrafted rookie. 8 carries for 33 yards on 4.1 yards a carry. That is still pretty good average. You love to see it. Keaton Mitchell, I'm impressed with the kid. I think he's here to stay. I think again, the line definitely struggled a little bit without Ronnie Stanley. I definitely think the line definitely a little trouble there at times. Expected, expected, but definitely had some trouble. Odell Beckham recording his first 100-yard game since the 2021 NFC Championship. That was good to see. That was very good to see.
Most deep ball was accurate.
Yeah.
Had one was tipped away and hit Odell on the one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bateman found the end zone for the first time this season too.
He did.
Bateman, I feel like had a pretty good game that I don't think is going to get talked about as much. But last night, the thing I really noticed was just it definitely seems like there's a lot more connection between the receivers and Lamar this season as compared to others. I know they had some spurts in the beginning, but definitely, I mean, they look great. Zay Flowers out there. That kid is astronomically just quick. Just absolutely quick. I mean, it almost is like he defies gravity at times where it's like you're not supposed to move like that as a human. One moment he's that way, then next he's that, and then up the field.
And did you also notice that Keaton Mitchell's keeping with him up the field
Yeah.
on what should have been his touchdown, which I'm going to talk about that.
We need to talk about it. Talk about it because I was actually at concessions when that happened, and I heard it. Actually, no, I was in the bathroom. I heard it happening.
Well, they called holding. It wasn't holding. Odell didn't hold. His finger got caught in the collar while he was blocking and slid down his jersey.
Wow.
They saw a jersey pull, so they thought he grabbed. Wasn't holding at all. Now, we watching the game, we did get some calls, but even the announcers were like, yeah, it's kind of ticky-tack.
Again, officiating is just absolutely terrible. I mean, I don't understand it. And I remember actually, I think I was because I was listening to the Jerry Sandusky broadcast, obviously in the bathrooms and concessions, and they were just saying like you should be able to review certain calls. I don't understand how we're not at that point where we're allowed to review. Give it a second look.
We tried it. They don't overturn it. They did it with pass interference. What are they going to do? Overturn holding? No. You got new people. It's just like baseball replays.
Yeah.
They're not going to tell them that their guy's wrong. We did it like I said, we did review pass interference. How'd that go? And nothing almost changed. Obvious ones like, oh yeah, that should be changed. No, not changed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely terrible. Oh man. Well, I will say the defense did show up, albeit they played their backup, the Bengals backup quarterback, who dude was getting busy out there at some points. Like he was a slippery dude. Like guys were not able to get their hands on him. I don't know. He could definitely be definitely interesting to see what happens with the rest of the season with them. But again, this defense back to form, allowing less than 300 yards and only 20 points. Brandon Stevens, I was nervous about this game being that Marlon Humphrey was going to be out. I was terrified, honestly. Straight up. Did not know how this was going to go. Brandon Stevens, hats off to you, bro. Holding Jamar Chase for 2 catches for 12 yards and a garbage time touchdown, bro. That's the shit. That's awesome. You're talking about one of the better receivers in the NFL. Injured quarterback or not, that's still a great athlete, and you worked him. Good shit, dude. Ravens, though, they've had his number. They've had Chase's number. I think this season he's had 7 catches on 15 targets for 43 yards and 1 touchdown while down 21 points.
I mean, he had those 2 games playing against our JV squad.
Mm-hmm.
And since Mike McDonald's come here, he has just said, this is how you stop Burrow. Yeah, it wasn't Burrow playing, but Burrow put up 10 points while he was in. And most of that was Mixon actually running. So, and when he plays us, we don't let him get over top of us.
It's true. As soon as he's beyond you, dude, it's a touchdown. Like, that's how good he is. Oh, man. Yeah, added to the NFL leading sack total with 5. Tavius Robinson, first career sack. Good shit. I mean, The defense was just insane. Pat Q, Agent Zero, both combined for 21 tackles. And of course, we know Joe Burrow exited the game before halftime and did not return and is now ruled out, as we know, for the remainder of the season. But let's talk about it, man, because there was one thing I saw that, and again, the few games that I've been this year, the crowd was fully on. Now, again, you're talking about a fan base that has had many hours to drink before the game, so there was expected to be some energy there, but just absolutely insane. One thing I noticed right out the gates, I've never seen Joe Burrow look that frazzled. Like I just they couldn't hear shit.
This man played in the SEC,
which is wild to me.
Those stadiums are bigger than M&T Bank,
way bigger. But
two first quarter timeouts,
2 done. 5 pre-snap penalties. Come on. Pat Mahomes went on Monday Night Football and said the M&T Bank was one of the loudest stadiums that he's ever played in.
It's like 1 or 2 stadiums he has to go silent counting.
That's wild. Go Ravens flock, yo. Go Ravens flock. Bro, that's insane. And again, there were points where the stadium felt like it was shaking. I was like, wow, is this place structurally sound? Oh my God. No. Again, there's no place like M&T Bank at prime time. This is low budget commercial, I guess you could call it, whatever. Of course, you had the pregame fan light show, which is awesome. Always awesome to see. That is the fireworks. Then halftime, yeah, big boy performing, bro. Come on. The millennial, and every bit of my millennial fiber being was in that concert, bro. It is the closest that I'll ever get to see Outkast play live. I got one half of Outkast. That's fucking lit, dude. Oh my God, that insane. I'm honestly excited to go back and watch it on Amazon Prime because that was fun just to see in my seats from miles away. It felt like that was just awesome. Yeah. No, we were on TV quite a bit though in the post-game show, which is wild. I have multiple friends tell me they saw us.
We're clear. There are clear images for a good few seconds at some points.
That's insane. I just started doing stupid shit at one point. I just started tapping for no reason. I was like, they get this on camera. This is gonna be wild. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Oh man. No, that was fun. That was one of the funnest games I think I've been to, honestly. That was up there along with us beating the Chiefs that one year, which is by far my favorite Ravens game. Beating the Chiefs and being there for that shit, that was epic.
And once again, wait, Pete, Orlando Brown for a sack.
Ain't that wild?
Man, we traded for. Get out of here. We don't want this guy. He's just gonna beat you for sacks now.
Poetry, bro. Poetry. Oh my gosh. No. That is insane. Also in the news, so of course, as we know, Deshaun is done in the Browns, which is also crazy. Deshaun's injured and walks away with all his money, no matter what happens. He's getting paid. That's fucking hilarious.
The funny thing, even funnier, is they mortgaged everything on this year. He goes up to 60-something million guaranteed next. His cap set is 60-something million next year. They pushed all that money back for try to get this year.
Wow.
And he barely played and got hurt again. After this, his cap skyrockets.
Fucking Deshaun Watson robbed the Browns. The Browns played themselves, to be honest. The Browns played themselves because they didn't have to fucking do all that. They didn't have to give up the first round picks. They didn't have to completely reset the quarterback market. This is karma. This is what they deserve. This is exactly what the Browns deserve. Good
Did
for
Baker
y'all.
dirty.
They're
Did Baker
dirty.
dirty.
They're foul.
I don't. There's a reason I don't like him. He's semi-competitive.
Yeah.
Did went
Well,
out there as a Brown and beat the Steelers, and you're like, we don't want you no more.
no, I will say I did see online before we filmed Joe Flacco is being looked at by the Browns as a
Yeah,
potential replacement.
they can have fun with that.
So apparently he worked out with them, did a workout, which is crazy. It's like, Joe, how are you still playing? Good for you. Worked out for him. No deal was signed, but he is a top potential option. Joe Flacco right now could be an option for both NFC North teams, the Bengals and the Browns. And that would just be wild as shit to me.
Bengals about to go in tank mode.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. The Browns, unfortunately, don't have the option. The Browns have to compete because if, like you said, they're not going to have money to compete any longer after this year.
Or draft picks.
Or draft picks for all that matter.
I don't know how many more draft picks I have left from that deal.
Oh, not many.
But no, and like I said, they're still semi-competitive.
Yeah.
Bengals, however, 0-3 in the division. I think it's like 1-5 in the conference.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, again, how much does Joe Flacco have?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The Jets clear. The Jets and the Eagles clear. Well, man, the Jets clear. Didn't think he had much, and they kept going with Zach Wilson and Mike White. But he went to the Philly just to be in Philly, and just
He really wanted the jersey. I that's honest to God what it was. My man wanted the jersey.
just want jerseys. You go buy one. I want a custom made Flacco Eagle jersey, please.
Oh my God. He just wanted a Flacco jersey. He wanted his boyhood team. Which again is pretty fucking cool if you when you really think about when you really stop and think about the fact that Joe Flacco got to play with his childhood team. That's awesome. I don't know.
Yeah.
But playing with the Browns, that's a different ballpark. We don't really have to play them yet unless we all three make it playoffs, which that would be fucking hilarious. That would literally be hilarious.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, again, we're not talking about Joe Flacco prior to 30. We're talking about a guy well over 30. His body's beat the shit. Let's be honest here. It's got to be. There's no way.
Yeah, no, I don't. When's the last time he did
anything?
Anything. I mean, his needs to retire. I have a jersey that I can't wear anywhere else right now.
Yeah.
It has one more turn to be worn. So whenever he goes into stupid Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he played for. I mean, he technically was on the Jets, 2022. He did anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Joe Flacco, Jesus Christ. I mean, keep the conversation going. It's just like the AFC North, for it to possibly come down to the Steelers and the Ravens. I feel like it's always happened somehow, some way. It's Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh duking it out for the North. I don't know. Realistically speaking, again, the Steelers defense is what's really keeping them in games. But can't I mean wins are wins. For those of you watching live, we will have Jordan hopping on because we are gonna have a bit of an extended episode because as you all know, next week is Thanksgiving. We will not be going live that next week. So we're gonna talk about Chargers a little bit. A little early. Let's bring it on. Jordan is about to enter the chat.
Bye-bye.
And the crowd goes wild. Jordan has arrived on the live feed. Welcome to Charm City Beat Live. Let's go.
Better late than never.
Yeah, so we talked about the Ravens game, but tell us about your experience, dude. How fucking awesome was that game?
That was amazing. The pregame, I think that was the best one yet, honestly. This is the chills, and it was such a big game, and
Insane.
just to be there for it and to see just the crowd react to everything, and like Big Boy at halftime, like what the hell was that? That was incredible. It was a
Literally
great
living a
game. Like
movie.
it's a great game. Great game. I heard that Mark Andrews was lost for the year. That really sucks. I'm not gonna cry about Joe Burrow as much as the Ravens have lost their quarterback and shit over the years. Like, fuck it. Like, fuck around and find out. It's unfortunate for him too. Like, I feel bad, but I think it locked up the Ravens division. I mean, they have a couple more wins. I think they've got it. Like, it's a tough loss for the Bengals. And I think as long as the Ravens just keep doing what they're doing, they should pull it out.
Yeah. No, 100% agree with you. Again, great to have you on tonight. The beauty of doing it live, we can do shit like this now. But right now, as we know, the standing stand is this: Ravens 8-3, 3-2 in the division. Steelers 6-3, 2-0 in the division. Browns 6-3, 2-2 in the division. And the Browns and the Steelers play each other this weekend, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to decide that. Both of those teams are in a must win, and one team is down a quarterback. The other team barely has a quarterback. Two great defense. It's going to be a defensive, nasty game. That's going to be a good one to watch, honestly. If you like defense, that's a game to watch if your local affiliate allows it. As you know, Bengals out, Joe Burrow out, 5-5, 0-3 in the division. In what I was calling, honestly, yesterday, was a do or die game for both teams. Both teams had to do or die. They both had to win, and obviously only one could prevail.
Yeah,
it was more for the Bengals because, like I said, this drops them to 1-5, I think, in the conference.
Yeah.
So not only are they 0-3 in the division, they're not very good in the conference either, and they don't have an easy schedule.
No. Nope.
it kind of sucked. I feel like now they're almost going to become a cakewalk of a team to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we swept them, but like the Steelers get to play them again, and the Chiefs get to play them, and like it seems like it went from being this like really difficult opponent to all of a sudden like, damn it, they get to play the Bengals and their backup quarterback, and they're a banged up team, and this is supposed to be like their historic season, and it's just not. It didn't go that way for them, but the Ravens have felt that all too many times lately. I feel like, and but I mean, after the playoffs last year, they deserve it.
Yeah. Karma's a bitch. Again, the Ravens do go on this next week, and we're going to talk a little bit about the little mini preview, seeing how it is Thanksgiving week. We will have the week off. I will be out of town. Play the Chargers. What are your thoughts on the Chargers right now?
They're not. They're definitely disappointing, but I feel like that's been the Chargers MO the last few years. Like all the talent in the world, they've got Eckler, they've Herbert, they've got Allen, and then it's like, and they've got them, they have Bosa. It's like they have. There's no reason they shouldn't be at least middle of the pack, but they're not even that. And I feel like they're dangerous because of those players, but they're just not. I mean, I don't know what the issue is there, but there's like all the talent. There's not. They're like the Padres of baseball. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone. No. We all know the issue. The issue is their head coach gets in the way so many times.
Yeah.
I don't know when I saw it, but at one point recently I saw either since Herbert's been that they basically have scored as many points as they have given up.
Wow, really?
Yes, they put up points, but then the Brandon Staley starts. Hey, where are we, Coach? We're on our 32. It's 4th and 12. Let's fake punt. What? Just do it. Okay.
Yeah. Bad decision making. To me, the Chargers honestly are one of those trap teams. Again, I think the Ravens had ironed out a lot of kinks over, the last couple of weeks. I think last week's loss was a slap in the face. It was the fact that they are not invincible, that they needed that humbling. And that's why I think even personally, I wasn't that pissed off about that Browns loss. I was pissed. It sucked because, again, losing to any divisional rival when your division is that tight sucks. But I felt like it was a good educational loss because Justin Herbert, much like the last two quarterbacks the Ravens have faced, is nursing some type of injury. And I'm not trying to build a pattern here, but the Ravens smell blood in the water. They are playing lights out. They're an amazing defense, even though the Chargers have an insane talent. And again, we've seen where the Ravens will play down to opponents, play down to the Chargers. That's crazy to think. They should be a playoff team right now, but they are not.
Is there any? It's prime time, right? So I think that's an opportunity. I think the Ravens will sort of like relish that opportunity.
Yeah.
And 10 days to get ready. There's no excuse for not being ready. And Harbaugh after a bye has been, it's not a bye, but it's as close to one as you can get.
Bye. We'll call it.
I mean, they're going to be a little bit well rested. I think they need it. All the guys are kind of binged up, but it's
Yep.
one game. It's the only game in a 23-day span. I think that's just absolutely massive for this club going into this stretch with the 49ers and the Dolphins and the Steelers.
Yep. 100%. I mean, again, you have Marlon nursing an injury. We could definitely use him back during the stretch, especially when you think about the fact that we're about to play Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I want all my corners. Even though Stevens did great, I want all of them. We need all our corners. Again, down the stretch, you also have Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. This is great. Again, I think the way this schedule worked out, and there were a lot of questions on it, like why didn't we take the bye week after the London trip, this, that, and the other. I think it's personally the best possible route. We're getting a lot of rest during a very gritty part of the season.
Yeah, their gamble pay is good, has a chance to pay off.
Yep.
And it's huge for a club that is like always hurt this time of year. Like obviously it's about time. This is about the time of year where Lamar goes down. He hasn't yet, thank God. But like, like by this time, like half the team's gone. We're down 3 running backs, and we're down all. Like, they're all healthy-ish, and I feel like that's all you. I mean, it hurts we lost Andrews, but when you can say we've had like one player down going into December, I'll take that all day long after the last few years.
Yeah. And it's incredible to say that. That also shows just how much better. I don't know if it's the fact that got rid of certain training staff members, but the fact that if all we're saying is Mark Andrews, which is again a massive hole in that offense, but Isaiah Likely, Kohler, however you pronounce it, I think they have the ability to step up. Pat Ricard, he's a great blocking tight end from what I've seen. That's
Yeah,
in his position.
We're gonna call up our preseason hero tight end guy.
Yeah.
Whatever his name was.
I mean, they're gonna have to. I forget what his name was, but they're gonna have to. Oh man. I don't know. Again, raucous night in MT last night. That shit was insane. Anybody watching that got a chance to go to that game. That's as good as it gets at the bank. That's as good as it gets. Doesn't get better than that. Game ball. Odell Beckham, 4 catches, 116 yards, first 100-plus game as a Raven, first since the 2021 NFC Championship game, and proving why we paid $19 million to him. Congratulations to you, sir. Yeah, that well deserved. Again, he looked as advertised, and it took a little bit of time because to get that chemistry going, but That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
Like they said multiple times last night, when the lights come on, so does OBJ.
All right, Monday night's up. Let's go. Oh man, great game. Any last thoughts, Ross?
No, just we did what we had to do. Just need to, as I was constantly saying, stay consistent, and whatever starts working on offense, stick with it. Don't be cute. You're still a little too predictable sometimes. You like the one play, they motion two guys to the left side. We're up in the 5-38. They're gonna run that way. They're gonna follow that big fat fullback. They're probably gonna. Oh, look, there they go. But I do like Lamar's deep ball was better.
Yeah, the boy was slinging it.
He looked good.
Jordan, any thoughts?
I feel like the Ravens need to do all they can to get at least one home game in the playoffs after what happened last night. I think there was 5 pre-snap penalties, 2 timeouts forced. Just like the raging crowd that is the Ravens fan base. I mean, just to see the advantage that is M&T Bank Stadium when everyone's locked in and like that. And I think it'll be even like 5 times better in a playoff game. I mean, they brought all the celebrities out. There was Mullins, there was Carmelo Anthony, fucking Steve Smith, big boy wearing Ravens jersey. Like, what is happening here? It's like a party.
Ingram was there.
Ingram's right, yeah. Big trust.
Was there.
It's awesome. I think that's what the Ravens
there.
they need to win the division. They need to win the division and get that home game.
Yeah.
2 games would be amazing, but part of me doesn't want the bye week because
I don't want it.
we've seen what that looks like.
I don't want to buy it.
Which is, but that is just so weird for the Ravens because of how horrible it is after a bye. That's the confusingest thing about that.
It makes no sense, but such as Ravens.
Oh, maybe if we're competing in week 17 and don't basically have 2 bye weeks like we did in 19.
Yeah. You know what? In all that, another game ball, Ravens flock. One of the greatest fan experiences you could ever have, being an M&T Bank on a primetime game, even making a Thursday night football game, which most have been pretty mid this season. Must-see football. That's what Baltimore does. Crab cakes and football. Final words for me personally. Amazing win. Things are looking up. Long break during Thanksgiving, and then on to take on the Chargers. That's what we do. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We will be back in a couple of weeks after the holidays, and we'll be back with Ravens coverage, recapping that game against the Chargers. Hey, stay tuned and go Ravens.